Hello there, and welcome to the Sleepy Truths. I'm so glad you found your way here tonight. Perhaps the day was loud, full of movement and conversation, or perhaps you simply need a calm voice to keep you company while the world around you softens. Whatever brought you here, this space is yours. Let your shoulders drop. Let your breathing slow. Allow gravity to feel lighter for a little while. Tonight, we won't count sheep. We'll count stars. We'll drift through the Milky Way Galaxy, our vast, spiraling home of light, dust, and time, and learn its sleepy truths. Just listen and let the words move through you like a quiet tide. The Milky Way is more than a stripe of light painted across a dark sky. It's a living system of motion and memory, a swirl of hundreds of billions of stars bound together by gravity and time. It is our cosmic neighborhood, our birthplace, and in some distant future, our resting place. Imagine standing beneath a clear sky on a moonless night. The white band you see overhead, that hazy milky trail, is only the faintest whisper of the galaxy's true body. Each speck of light is a sun. Most are too distant for your eyes to separate, so their glow blends together into a single river of silver. Now close your eyes for a moment and picture yourself rising gently above Earth's atmosphere. The air thins, the curve of the planet fades below. Around you, darkness blossoms, not empty, but full of quiet potential. You turn slowly, and the Milky Way unfolds before you like a great glowing wheel, its arms reaching outward through infinity. You are inside it, a single heartbeat in a cosmic body more ancient than language. The Milky Way is ancient, about 13.6 billion years old. It was already taking shape when the universe was young, when light itself was still learning how to travel. In those days, the first stars were massive and wild, burning fast and bright, then dying in titanic explosions that seeded the galaxy with the ingredients of life. Our sun is a newcomer in this ancient family. It formed only 4.6 billion years ago, less than 1/3 the age of the Milky Way. To the galaxy, our entire solar system is a late blooming child, still glowing with youthful energy. The Milky Way is a barred spiral galaxy. Its bright center holds a bar-shaped band of stars that acts like a cosmic bridge, guiding material toward the core. From each end of that bar, great spiral arms unfurl, vast lanes of gas, dust, and starlight curling gracefully outward. If you could travel at the speed of light, it would still take 100,000 years to cross the Milky Way from edge to edge. Yet within that grand distance, so much fits. Billions of stars, trillions of planets, and countless mysteries still waiting to be discovered. The galaxy's thin disk is astonishingly delicate. Although it spans 100,000 light years across, it's only a few thousand light years thick, like a vast pancake of light floating through space. Our solar system sits about 27,000 light years from the center in a small spur called the Orion Arm. It's a quiet neighborhood, far from the violent starbursts of the core, close enough to feel the galaxy's heartbeat. The Milky Way is always moving, while our solar system circles the galactic center. The entire galaxy drifts through space at roughly 600 kilometers per second. Even while you rest tonight, you're sailing across the universe. Take a slow breath in and out. Imagine the air leaving your lungs, joining the motion of the galaxy itself. Tiny molecules carried by gravity's current, moving ever so slightly toward the center of everything. At the heart of our galaxy lies a supermassive black hole called Sagittarius A star. It contains the mass of 4 million suns, and yet it's invisible. Nothing escapes its gravity, not even light, but we can see the stars around it, whipping in fast orbits, dancing around something unseen. Their motion reveals its presence, like leaves swirling around a silent whirlpool. The spiral arms are not fixed. They are waves of density that travel through the galaxy. Stars enter and leave them, like cars moving through a slow traffic jam. As the wave passes, gas compresses, new stars ignite, and the arm glows with fresh light before fading back into the calm darkness. Some stars wander alone, rogue travelers flung from their homes by powerful forces. These hypervelocity stars shoot across space at millions of kilometers per hour, fast enough to escape the Milky Way entirely. They will spend eternity drifting through the quiet between galaxies, glowing like exiled comets. Surrounding the bright disk is an invisible halo, a sphere of dark matter that extends far beyond what we can see. This unseen mass gives the galaxy its structure, keeping its stars from flying apart. Without dark matter, the Milky Way would unravel like a ribbon in the wind. Not all stars travel in the same direction. Some orbit backward in retrograde motion, relics of small galaxies the Milky Way absorbed long ago. Their reversed paths are faint memories of cosmic collisions, written into the motion of the night. When galaxies collide, their stars almost never crash directly. The space between them is so vast that they slip past one another like ghosts. What changes is their shape, their gravity stretching and blending until a new galaxy is born. The Milky Way has already swallowed dozens of smaller galaxies, incorporating their stars into its halo. Even now, the Sagittarius dwarf galaxy is being torn apart, its stars streaming into our own. Galaxies grow by consuming, a cosmic cycle of merging and renewal. Every atom in your body was forged in a star that once lived and died within the Milky Way. When you breathe, you are recycling the galaxy's memory. Your starlight slowed down, matter given a voice. The Milky Way's bulge glows with older, redder stars, while its arms sparkle with bright young blue ones. It's a portrait of time itself, youth and age existing side by side, each necessary for the other. Inside star-forming nebulae, gravity compresses gas until atoms fuse. When that first burst of light ignites, A new sun is born. Every sunrise on Earth is a small echo of that ancient spark. Between the stars drifts a thin fog of gas and dust, called the interstellar medium. It fills the galaxy like air fills a room, invisible but vital. From this quiet mist, stars emerge, and to it they return. The Milky Way's outer edge is faint, blending gradually into the darkness between galaxies. There is no wall, no border, only a fading of light, like the last note of a lullaby. Far from the disk, globular clusters orbit in graceful loops. Each cluster contains hundreds of thousands of stars, bound together by gravity's patience. If you stood on a planet within one, your sky would never be dark. Thousands of suns would glow at once, washing your world in eternal twilight. Our galaxy hums with magnetism. Invisible magnetic fields thread through it, shaping how charged particles move, guiding cosmic rays and gas alike. Though we can't see them, we feel their effects. Tiny influences that touch even our sun's magnetic breath. The Milky Way's arms twist slowly, completing one full rotation every few 100 million years. By the time it spins once, entire species rise and vanish. Mountains form and crumble. Oceans come and go. Stars nearer the center orbit faster than those farther out, bending space and time into subtle ripples. This difference in speed gives the galaxy its spiral pattern, a natural rhythm, a cosmic heartbeat that never stops. When a massive star dies, it can collapse into a neutron star, an object so dense that a teaspoon of its material would weigh billions of tons. These remnants spin rapidly, sending out beams of radiation that sweep the galaxy like cosmic lighthouses. Light from the Milky Way travels across space for thousands of years before reaching your eyes. When you look up, you're seeing into the past, a memory painted in photons. The stars you see tonight may already be gone, their light still making its long journey through time. Take another slow breath and let it go. You're floating now, somewhere between starlight and sleep. The galaxy spins gently beneath you, a wheel of calm motion. Everything that was, everything that will be, is circling quietly within this moment. You are floating now, halfway between waking and dreaming. Below you, the Milky Way curves like a glowing river, its arms bending in long, slow spirals. The darkness between them is not absence, but depth, a velvet sea where light rests before it travels again. Let yourself drift with it. The Milky Way is alive with the change. Every second, somewhere within its arms, a star is born. Somewhere else, one fades into silence. The galaxy is a symphony of beginnings and endings playing all at once, each note a glimmer of energy that will echo for eons. When two stars orbit each other too closely, they share their outer layers like lovers exchanging warmth. Sometimes they merge, creating a single larger star. Sometimes they dance until one collapses, forming a compact, spinning remnant. Binary stars are common, reminders that even in the vastness of space, companionship is the rule, not the exception. The arms of the Milky Way are dotted with star-forming regions, nurseries wrapped in mist. Inside, cold hydrogen clouds collapse, warmed by gravity until the pressure ignites fusion. In those first moments of birth, each star shines like a tiny sunrise, pushing the surrounding dust into flowing shapes that resemble waves frozen in time. Our solar system glides through one of these arms, like a small ship in a vast current. As it moves, it passes through regions of greater and lesser density, experiencing subtle shifts in cosmic radiation, dust, and magnetic fields. To the galaxy, we are barely moving. To us, it is the slowest journey imaginable, one we will never complete. The Milky Way central bar acts as both spine and heart. It rotates slowly, drawing gas inward and feeding bursts of star formation near the core. From there, spiral arms flow outward like ribbons of light, carrying the galaxy's energy into space. Dark lanes cut through those arms, rivers of dust that hide the brilliance behind them. Yet what they conceal is not emptiness but potential. Hidden suns waiting for ignition, planets that will one day see their first dawn. In astronomy, darkness is never the opposite of light. It is simply light waiting to arrive. Our galaxy hums with radio waves, gentle signals emitted by hydrogen atoms. Telescopes on Earth listen to these whispers, mapping the structure of the Milky Way, the way one might trace the outline of a sleeping giant with fingertips. From the galactic center outward, stars gradually change composition. Older stars near the core are rich in heavy elements, while those at the edges are simpler, more pristine. It is as if the galaxy has been seasoning itself slowly, sprinkling elements forged in ancient furnaces into newer generations of stars. The Milky Way's motion creates a faint background radiation known as the cosmic microwave dipole, a subtle shift in temperature that tells us how fast our entire galaxy moves through the universe. Even as you lie still, everything you know is drifting at hundreds of kilometers per second through the cosmic web. In the outer halo, orphaned stars wander alone, tracing loops thousands of light years wide. Their orbits intersect in ways that create faint, ghostly patterns, a hidden geometry too large for human eyes to perceive. Take a moment to imagine yourself there, among those distant lights. Each star, though far apart, knows the pull of the same gravity, the rhythm of the same galactic song. You are part of that song too. The Milky Way's color is not truly white, but a soft beige, starlight blended from billions of hues. Astronomers call it cosmic latte, the average color of the universe itself. If you could bottle the light of the galaxy, it would glow like warm cream in moonlight. Stars in the Milky Way orbit the center, not on flat tracks but in slightly tilted paths. Each one moves like a bead on an invisible string, bobbing gently above and below the galactic plane. If you could see this motion sped up, the galaxy would appear to breathe, expanding and contracting in slow rhythm. Supernova remnants scatter heavy elements into surrounding clouds. From these enriched clouds, planets with rock and metal are born. Without such cosmic recycling, there would be no Earth, no oceans, no you. Every 30 million years or so, our solar system passes through the densest parts of a spiral arm. Some scientists believe these passages may influence the number of comets entering the inner solar system, subtly linking the rhythm of life on Earth to the breathing of the galaxy itself. The Milky Way's shape is not perfectly symmetric. One arm may be longer, one brighter, one more fragmented. Galaxies, like people, carry imperfections that make them beautiful. Light travels quickly, but space is vast. The glow you see from the center of the Milky Way tonight began its journey more than 25,000 years ago, before the dawn of recorded history, before cities, before language as we know it. When you look upward, you are looking into the memories of the universe. Clusters of newborn stars shine bright blue. Their combined light paints the spiral arms in curls of brilliance that slowly fade to gold as those stars age. The Milky Way's color palette is time made visible. The central black hole, though invisible, occasionally stirs. When gas falls toward it, friction heats the matter to millions of degrees, releasing bursts of radiation. For a few moments, the galaxy's heart flickers, then settles again into silence. Our galaxy's companions, the large and small Magellanic Clouds, orbit nearby like loyal satellites. Streams of gas stretch between them and the Milky Way, bridges built of gravity and patience. Someday these companions may merge with us completely, their stars becoming ours. The Milky Way's halo contains dozens of globular clusters, each an ancient pocket of time. Their stars are older than Earth, older than most of the universe's history, yet still burning. They are lanterns hung at the edge of the dark. Though we see only a slice of it, the Milky Way forms a complete disk. If you could step outside and look back, you'd see a glowing pinwheel suspended in darkness, its arms curling delicately in toward a golden heart. Cosmic rays, high-energy particles born in supernovae, stream through the galaxy constantly. They strike Earth's atmosphere every moment, unseen and harmless, a faint reminder of distant explosions that shaped everything. The stars nearest our sun share its journey, forming a local spiral pattern called the Gould Belt. Within this region lie famous constellations: Orion, Taurus, and Perseus, all glowing as nearby members of our galactic neighborhood. Every galaxy, including ours, is a temporary shape. Gravity will eventually pull new material in. Old stars will fade, and the Milky Way will evolve into something new. But in the language of the cosmos, temporary still means billions of years. If you could compress the Milky Way's history into a single year, our sun would appear around early September. Life on Earth would bloom in December. Human history, all of it, would unfold in the last few seconds before midnight on New Year's Eve. Take a slow, deep breath. Let the thought of those billions of years stretch your imagination and shrink your worries. The universe is vast, and yet somehow it made space for you. The Milky Way turns endlessly, a spiral without hurry. To us it feels eternal, unchanging, safe, familiar. But even galaxies live, grow, and age. Every second brings new stars to life, and every second sees others fade away. In its quiet way, the Milky Way is always becoming something new. Let yourself breathe with it. Slow, deep, unforced. You're part of this turning too. The Milky Way has a pulse, not one you can hear, but one you can sense in its structure. Over millions of years, its arms thicken and thin, its bar stretches and twists, like the slow inhale and exhale of a sleeping giant. The galaxy shifts subtly, keeping time with the expansion of the universe. When massive stars end their lives in the supernova explosions, they scatter elements like confetti into the surrounding space. Those same materials, carbon, oxygen, iron, drift and gather again into new systems. One day, they may become part of a planet, a tree, or a human heartbeat. The galaxy recycles everything. Even starlight becomes soil for the next generation of suns. Between the stars lie cold clouds of hydrogen, invisible rivers of future creation. They wait in the darkness until gravity stirs them awake. When the time is right, they collapse inward, sparking new constellations that will one day illuminate the arms of the Milky Way. The galaxy's light does not burn forever. Each star has its own rhythm, its own clock. Some live for billions of years, others only a few million. But the glow never ends. It simply moves from one star to the next, from one age to another. There are stars in the Milky Way so old that they were born before the galaxy fully formed. They wander high above the disk, drifting through the halo like ancient souls, still carrying the light of the early universe. They are history, still shining. Our solar system moves through the galaxy at an incredible speed, nearly 828,000 kilometers per hour, and yet there is no wind, no feeling of motion. We drift silently through the void, carried by invisible currents of gravity. The earth turns, the sun moves, the galaxy spins, and we sleep through it all. The Milky Way's halo extends far beyond what our eyes can see, a ghostly sphere of gas and dark matter, hundreds of thousands of light years wide. It's the galaxy's unseen shell, binding everything together in gravity's soft embrace. Sometimes, the halo flickers with streams of stars, remnants of galaxies torn apart long ago. These tidal streams are cosmic fingerprints, proving that creation and destruction walk hand in hand. The Milky Way's magnetic field weaves through everything. It shapes the paths of cosmic rays, aligns dust grains, and connects regions separated by light years. It's the galaxy's nervous system, unseen but alive, always humming quietly in the background. Every star sings, not in sound but in vibration, waves that ripple through their plasma, resonating like a vast choir of light. Astronomers can read these vibrations, using them to learn a star's age, mass, and heartbeat. Each one adds a note to the Milky Way's silent symphony. At the center of our galaxy, stars orbit the black hole at tremendous speeds, some completing a circuit in only a few years. To them, time bends and slows. Their lives are measured not by seasons or centuries, but by revolutions around an invisible sun. If you could fall into that black hole, you'd never notice the moment you crossed its edge. Time would stretch, light would bend, and the universe around you would appear to freeze. Inside, all paths lead forward, not into darkness, but into mystery. Though black holes devour light, they also shape creation. Their gravity stirs gas and dust, triggering waves of star formation. Even in their silence, they are architects, sculpting galaxies from nothingness. Above and below the Milky Way's disk are two enormous bubbles of gas, remnants of an ancient eruption from the galaxy's core. They extend for tens of thousands of light years, glowing faintly in X-ray light. Some say they are scars from Sagittarius A's awakening. Others call them the galaxy's lungs. Our sun orbits the galactic center in a path that rises and falls like a gentle wave. Every 30 million years or so, we pass through the galaxy's midplane, where stars are densest. It's a slow, graceful rhythm, the solar system's quiet oscillation through eternity. Not all galaxies are so serene. Some are torn apart by collisions, their stars flung into deep space. Compared to them, the Milky Way is calm, a spiral that has found its balance amid the chaos. And yet, far in the future, calm will give way to change. The Andromeda Galaxy, our nearest large neighbor, is drifting closer every second. In 4 billion years, it will collide with us. But don't worry, it will be beautiful. When that happens, the night sky will fill with light. Andromeda will grow larger each night, its spiral arms spreading across the heavens. Eventually, the two galaxies will merge, their stars passing through one another like ghostly dancers. Though the collision will look violent, almost no stars will collide. The spaces between them are too vast. Instead, gravity will reshape both galaxies, pulling them into a new form. Perhaps an elegant elliptical, serene and still. Scientists call this future galaxy Milkomeda. It will shine brighter and broader than either of its parents. A new home for the stars that survive. The Milky Way's legacy will live on, not in destruction, but in transformation. Even now, the Milky Way is preparing for that union. Streams of stars from smaller galaxies are already spiraling inward, joining the family. Over time, everything blends. No boundary remains, only the memory of motion. Somewhere within our galaxy, other civilizations may look toward Andromeda too, wondering about their future. Perhaps they see the same faint glow in their night sky, asking the same questions we do. Where did we come from? Where are we going? What is beyond the stars? The Milky Way's dust glows faintly in infrared light, a warm whisper in the cold. It hides many stars, but it also protects them, cocooning young suns until they are ready to shine. Even darkness has its purpose. Over time, the galaxy's gas supply will thin, fewer new stars will be born, and the light of the Milky Way will begin to fade, but its stars will continue to shine for trillions of years, long after our sun is gone. Eventually, the last stars will cool into black dwarfs, faint embers drifting through an endless night. Even then, the Milky Way's memory will endure in the atoms of its children, scattered across the cosmos, still glowing faintly with the echo of their origin. You are part of this story, a single spark of awareness in a galaxy filled with ancient fire. As you breathe, you mirror its rhythm. As you dream, you join its endless drift. Time flows both around you and through you, a river of light that never truly stops. The Milky Way moves on, and yet it waits for no one. Every orbit, every flicker of light, every pulse of radio noise, all continue gently, endlessly. If you listen closely enough, you can almost hear the rhythm, the hush of dust falling, the sigh of stars being born. This is the sound of time stretched across eternity. Our galaxy's halo does not end abruptly. It fades, a slow thinning of light and gravity, until starlight becomes memory, and memory becomes silence. Even in that silence, the Milky Way's pull can still be felt. A whisper that keeps wayward stars from drifting too far into the void. Tiny dwarf galaxies orbit us like gentle moons. They are fragile things, faint and ghostly, slowly being pulled apart by our gravity. Their stars will one day join the Milky Way's outer arms, adding new notes to its quiet symphony. Cosmic dust is the galaxy's paintbrush. It scatters light, reddens distant stars, and gives the Milky Way its soft, velvety glow. Without dust, the night sky would look sharper, harsher, less like a dream. The Milky Way glows not only in visible light, but in radio, infrared, X-ray, and gamma rays. Each wavelength reveals a different layer of its story. Cold gas, warm dust, fierce explosions, silent, dark matter. To truly see the galaxy, one must look with every sense. No two nights under the Milky Way are ever the same. As Earth spins, as the sun moves, as the galaxy itself turns, the sky rearranges, subtly, slowly, perfectly. What you see tonight is a version of forever that will never appear again. If you could travel upward from the galactic plane, past the spiral arms and into the halo, the Milky Way would appear beneath you like a glowing whirlpool. Its center would gleam gold, its edges fade into silver blue, and all around it, darkness, endless and deep. In that darkness lie rogue planets, worlds without stars, drifting between systems. They wander cold and silent, yet even they belong to the Milky Way. Nothing here is truly lost. Our galaxy's total mass is more than 1 trillion times that of the sun. Most of it is invisible, dark matter holding everything together in unseen hands. We can't see it, but we feel its presence in the way stars move, steady and sure. The Milky Way is part of a greater structure, the Virgo supercluster, itself just one thread in the cosmic web. Gravity links galaxy to galaxy, cluster to cluster, like beads on strings of light stretching across the universe. Every motion, every orbit ripples outward forever. Within our galaxy are pockets of intense beauty, reflection nebulae, where dust scatters starlight into soft blues and purples. They shimmer faintly, like candlelight seen through glass. Each is a small reminder that even cold dust can shine when touched by light. The Milky Way's rotation is steady but not rigid. Its inner regions spin faster than its outer ones, creating a gentle twisting motion that ripples through the arms like a slow spiral dance. In the galactic core, stars are packed 1,000,000 times more densely than near the sun. If you stood on a planet there, the sky would never darken. You'd live beneath a dome of perpetual starlight. Stellar winds blow through the galaxy constantly. Streams of charged particles from countless suns. They shape nebulae, carve paths through gas clouds, and brush against Earth's magnetic field, painting our poles with auroras. Each time a new star ignites, the Milky Way grows brighter for a heartbeat. Each time a star dies, its light lingers for centuries, fading gradually like the echo of a song. The galaxy is a choir whose voices rise and fall, but never truly stop. Every grain of dust, every atom of carbon, every droplet of water has traveled across generations of stars. The cup you hold, the breath you take, all once belonged to something burning in the Milky Way's heart. From above, the Milky Way would look serene. From within, it feels infinite. Perspective, like gravity, changes everything. Galactic tides tug on us constantly, so faint we never feel them. They stretch space itself, weaving invisible patterns through which our solar system glides. In the far future, when the sun is gone and Andromeda has merged with us, new stars will still burn, descendants of the ones you see tonight. The universe keeps its promises slowly, but it keeps them. When you look up and see the Milky Way arching across the sky, you are seeing light that began its journey before humanity had words. You are the ending of a story written in starlight. Even if the Milky Way were to fade completely, its gravity would linger. Its dust would seed new worlds. Nothing in the universe ever truly disappears. It only transforms again and again, like breath. There are more stars in the Milky Way than heartbeats in all the humans who will ever live. And yet, each heartbeat is the echo of those stars. Tiny, rhythmic pulses of borrowed energy. The galaxy hums, not with sound, but with vibration. Electromagnetic waves, cosmic rays, light and motion. If you could translate it into music, it would be endless and gentle, the sound of serenity itself. Astronomers once believed the Milky Way was the entire universe, Then they discovered other galaxies, and suddenly the cosmos expanded 1,000-fold. Even the universe teaches humility. Before there was the Milky Way, there was darkness, not the kind that hides things, but the kind that waits, still, patient, full of potential. The universe had only just begun to cool from its first fire. Matter drifted like mist, unformed, uncertain, listening for gravity's first whisper. From that whisper, the Milky Way began, a cloud of gas, immense beyond imagination, gathered itself out of the ancient sea of hydrogen and helium. Slowly it turned, a spiral thought taking shape in the quiet mind of space. Tiny sparks, the first stars, flickered to life, lighting up the emptiness with their fragile glow. They lived quickly, burned fiercely, and died in silence, seeding the void with heavier elements, the raw ingredients for everything that would ever be. Time, still new, began to move in rhythm with their burning. In those early eons, the young galaxy shimmered faintly, like a candle seen through fog. Its first clusters formed and dissolved. Gravity gathered what it could, shaping arms that began to curl inward, as if the galaxy were folding itself into a slow embrace. For billions of years, the Milky Way grew by gathering. Small galaxies, drifting too near, were pulled into its halo. Their stars stretched into long ribbons of light. Each collision was both destruction and creation. Chaos turned into grace. The galaxy was learning how to become itself. The center blazed, stars piled close together, their orbits tangled, their light blending into a golden heart. From that heart radiated new arms, spirals of starlight and dust, twisting outward like thoughts spilling from a dream. They would one day hold worlds, oceans, and eyes that would gaze back in wonder. The Milky Way did not rush. It turned slowly, elegantly, content in its making. Every few 100 million years, its arms completed one long rotation, the galactic equivalent of a single breath. Each revolution drew in new material from the darkness, and with every breath, the galaxy became more intricate, more alive. Around it, other galaxies shimmered, some near, some distant, each a flickering flame in the cosmic night. But the Milky Way was quiet, steady, content to spiral in its own time. Within its halo, ancient stars drifted like memories, circling high above the disk. They carried the light of ages long before the sun would exist. And then, one day, in a quiet arm of this growing spiral, a cloud of gas began to fall inward. It twisted, folded, spun faster as gravity took hold. At its heart, heat gathered, invisible at first, then glowing red, then white. A new star was born. Around it, the leftover dust began to cling and collide, forming small worlds of rock and ice. This was the beginning of the solar system, tiny compared to the galaxy, unnoticed among billions of other stars, yet destined to hold something extraordinary. Consciousness. Somewhere in that swirling dust lay the atoms that would become oceans, forests, cities, and dreams. The Milky Way turned on, unaware, still tracing its grand slow arcs. The sun and its new family became another point of light in one of the minor spiral arms. The Orion arm, nestled safely between larger, brighter lanes. Here the galaxy's storms were softer. Here things could last. For hundreds of millions of years, Earth was only stone and water. Comets fell, continents shifted, and life, small, delicate, began to form in the quiet corners of the sea. The Milky Way watched, indifferent yet nurturing, bathing its new worlds in gentle starlight. It had seen countless beginnings before, but none quite like this. As life grew more complex, the galaxy spun on, its great clockwork unbothered by the drama unfolding on a single blue planet. Stars lived and died. Supernovae stitched heavy elements back into the fabric of the galaxy. Waves of gas rippled through the spiral arms, birthing clusters of new suns. The Milky Way was a living rhythm. Inhale, exhale, birth, decay, renewal. Through those long ages, the sun drifted gently through its galactic path. It moved through denser regions of gas, then clearer stretches of interstellar space. Like a traveler passing through clouds and open sky, every turn around the center, one galactic year, took 225 million Earth years. In the time since its birth, the sun has made only a handful of those long, patient orbits. High above the plane of the disk, the galaxy's halo shimmered faintly, holding old stars like ancient thoughts that refused to fade. They glided on elongated orbits, untouched by the chaos below. Each one was a relic from the Milky Way's earliest days, still burning after more than 13 billion years. Below them, the spiral arms coiled tighter, glowing blue where young stars gathered in nurseries. Clouds of hydrogen collapsed, ignited, and filled the arms with light. Dark lanes of dust traced the edges, absorbing the glow and giving the galaxy its soft, milky appearance. From far away, it would look like a luminous whirlpool, turning silently in an ocean of night. The Milky Way had become something vast and self-aware in motion. Though not in thought, its purpose was simple: to continue, to gather, to shine, to evolve. But within its shining disk, small things were learning to look up, to see, to wonder. In time, one of those small things began to build fires, to map constellations, to tell stories. They looked up at the faint white band crossing their sky and named it the Milky Way. They said it was milk from a goddess, a river of souls, a bridge to the heavens. They gave it myths before they gave it meaning. But the galaxy already had meaning. Vast, quiet, undeniable. Its stars were not spirits, but furnaces. Its dust was not divine, but fertile. Yet in naming it, humanity joined the story, linking its brief existence to the long patience of the cosmos. And so, the Milky Way continued to spin, a bridge between what was and what will be. Within it, stars grew old, planets cooled, civilizations rose and fell like tides. The galaxy carried them all, cradling their lights for a heartbeat before folding them back into the whole. It was not a mind, not a god, not even aware of its beauty, and yet everything it made was capable of wonder. Perhaps that was awareness enough. This was the galaxy's beginning, a breath that never ended, a motion that never ceased. From darkness came light, and from light, everything else. The Milky Way dreamed onward, unaware that, on one of its smallest worlds, life had begun to dream of it in return. The Milky Way had long passed its turbulent youth. It now moved with the calm of something that had learned its rhythm. From a distance, it looked serene, a spiral of silver smoke, its arms curling in slow, deliberate grace. But within that grace, everything was alive. The stars were its heartbeat. Billions of suns burned, each one a flicker in the vast body of the galaxy. Their light streamed outward, overlapping, blending into the soft, milky glow that gave the galaxy its name. Some of those stars had already died. Others had not yet been born. Together they formed a single breathing whole, a cosmic forest in which light was the trees and darkness the air between them. The galaxy's center was dense and bright. There the stars moved like bees around an unseen queen. At their heart lay Sagittarius A star, the quiet black hole that anchored everything. It was not a monster, but a memory, a remnant of the galaxy's earliest fire. Around it, stars whipped at incredible speed, tracing invisible circles in the velvet dark. If you could stand nearby, time itself would seem to slow. Light would bend, and gravity would hum like a low cello note. The Milky Way's arms stretched outward, slender and luminous. Each was filled with nebulae, vast clouds of dust and gas sculpted by the breath of dying stars. Some glowed pink where new suns were forming. Others shimmered faintly blue from the light of nearby giants. Within those clouds, the raw material of life drifted and gathered, awaiting gravity's invitation to coalesce once more. Between the arms lay the galaxy's quiet corridors. Here the density dropped, the starlight thinned, and the emptiness grew vast. Yet even here there was no true void. Particles drifted, charged and subtle, their motion tracing invisible fields that bound the galaxy together. To look into these empty places was to glimpse the Milky Way's stillness, its rest between heartbeats. The galaxy was not alone. Around it spun smaller companions, the large and small Magellanic Clouds, two faint, irregular galaxies orbiting like attendants in a slow celestial dance. Tendrils of gas connected them to the Milky Way, long filaments glowing faintly in ultraviolet light. One day, they too would be drawn fully inward, their stars becoming part of the greater spiral. In time, everything was gathered. From the dark halo surrounding the disk, invisible matter exerted its gentle hold. Dark matter, mysterious, intangible, made up most of the galaxy's mass. It did not shine or absorb, yet without it, the Milky Way would unravel. It was the unseen hand beneath the galaxy's luminous skin, holding it in its slow pirouette. Deep within one modest arm, the sun continued its journey. It drifted with a quiet entourage of planets, moons, and dust, orbiting the galactic center every 225 million years. In that time, continents formed, dinosaurs lived and vanished, mountains rose and eroded away. For the sun, it was a single circuit, one soft loop in an infinite waltz. Earth clung close, small and blue, trailing its thin veil of air. Its oceans reflected the starlight of the Milky Way, sending tiny ripples of light back into the sky, a galaxy observing itself in miniature. Within those oceans, life grew intricate. Fins became wings, leaves learned to whisper, minds learned to wonder. The galaxy did not notice, but the universe had found a way to look inward. When night fell on Earth and clouds drifted aside, the Milky Way stretched across the sky like a luminous scar. People looked up and told stories. Some saw gods, some saw rivers, others saw paths for souls to travel. Their myths differed, but their awe was the same. In their gazing, the Milky Way found its reflection. Awareness, finally, blooming within one of its countless worlds. The galaxy moved on, indifferent yet generous. Supernovae flared in distant arms, scattering gold and iron across space. That gold would someday rest in rings on human fingers. That iron would pulse through human blood. The boundary between life and starfire blurred. Inside the Milky Way, motion was endless. Clusters drifted apart, nebulae condensed, stars orbited, planets spun. To the human eye it was tranquil. To time itself, it was a dance of constant change. Nothing here was truly still, only moving too slowly to notice. In the quiet outer regions, the galaxy thinned into a halo of lonely stars. Each orbited at its own pace, far from the crowded arms. Their light was faint, but persistent, the soft afterglow of a story almost finished. They were the elders of the galaxy, watching from the edges while younger sons played within. Between the halo and the heart lay the realm of migration. Stars wandered inward and outward over eons, their orbits shaped by gravitational tides. Whole families of stars, clusters born together, drifted apart, scattered across thousands of light years, yet forever linked by memory in their shared chemical code. If one could see those links, the galaxy would appear veined with history. Every star a word in an unfinished poem. From the galactic north, the Milky Way appeared as a spiral of light twined with shadow. From the south, its arms curled the opposite way, mirroring themselves like reflections in water. Above it all, the cosmic microwave background stretched, the faint afterglow of the universe's birth, still whispering around the edges of creation. The Milky Way glided through that background, like a ship through fog. It carried its cargo of light, its cargo of life, unaware of the destination. Perhaps there was none. Perhaps motion itself was the point, and in that motion lay harmony. Every star, from the blazing supergiant to the dim brown dwarf, played its part. Each one pulled gently on its neighbors, balancing attraction and escape. The result was neither chaos nor order, but something in between, a living equilibrium. When astronomers measured the galaxy's rotation, they found it too steady to be explained by visible matter alone. That mystery, dark matter's whisper, was proof that even understanding cannot erase wonder. The more humanity learned, the more infinite the Milky Way became. Through telescopes and radio dishes, through mathematics and imagination, people mapped the spiral. They drew lines where none existed, named arms after constellations, traced currents of gas invisible to the naked eye. They gave order to the unfathomable, and in doing so, they gave it intimacy. The galaxy no longer felt distant. It became home, and yet no map could capture its motion. Stars near the center orbited faster. Those near the edge lagged behind. The arms themselves were illusions, patterns made by waves of density moving through a sea of light. The Milky Way was not a fixed thing, but a flowing one, a spiral river of stars in perpetual drift. Somewhere, in a quiet part of that river, Earth turned once more toward the night. From the darkness above, the galaxy's light fell across mountains, deserts, oceans, and cities. It entered windows, brushed against eyelids, and lingered in dreams. Those who could not sleep looked up and felt the weight of infinity pressing softly upon them. Those who slept carried pieces of it in their minds. The Milky Way, for all its vastness, was tender. It cradled each of its suns with the same gravity, held each planet in its orbit, kept every photon on its path. It did not choose what to create, yet everything it created was beautiful. And so it continued, arm upon arm, orbit upon orbit, a moving cathedral of light. Its stars flickered prayers in every wavelength, and its dust carried them outward, across the gulf of space. If there were gods, they would dwell here, in the quiet between collisions, where light slowed and meaning gathered. From this living galaxy came music no ear could hear, vibrations of plasma, pulses of magnetism, rhythms of gravity. It was the Milky Way's own lullaby, sung in frequencies too deep for flesh, but perfect for the soul. As it sang, the galaxy drifted onward through the local group, toward a future already written in motion. Another spiral, Andromeda, glimmered ahead, approaching slowly. The two had been circling each other for billions of years, invisible threads of gravity pulling them closer. One day they would meet, but not tonight. Tonight the Milky Way moved softly through the dark, content in its solitude. Every light within it was a heartbeat, every orbit a sigh, and somewhere, on one of its smallest worlds, a species with the tired eyes whispered its name before falling asleep. This is the living galaxy, ancient, immense, and alive with quiet purpose. Its light will outlast every civilization, yet its memory will be carried forever by those who dared to look up. Time for the Milky Way is an ocean. Its waves are not seconds or hours, but millions of years rolling one after another in slow succession. To look at the galaxy is to look at a being that moves in centuries like heartbeats, whose memories are carved in the orbits of stars. The Milky Way turns on, unaware of change, yet change is all it knows. Its stars age like candles burning in slow motion, their flames dimming as the arms curl ever so slightly tighter. Each revolution around its heart erases the traces of the last, replacing them with new dust, new fire, new beginnings. Far ahead, beyond the span of any human history, another spiral gleams. The Andromeda Galaxy. It is our twin, vast and blue, drifting closer through the silent dark. For billions of years, the two galaxies have been falling toward one another, drawn together by a gravity too patient to rush. They move as dancers do in a slow-motion waltz, separated by 2 million light-years of empty space. Between them, invisible bridges of dark matter already stretch. Gas filaments arc outward, faint and ghostly, hinting at the meeting to come. The Milky Way does not sense the approach. Its stars continue their orbits as if forever, but the future is written in gravity, and gravity never forgets. When the first light of that encounter begins, Earth will already be different. The continents will have drifted again. The sun will burn hotter, brighter. Oceans will shimmer beneath skies that know no humans, perhaps no life at all. Yet the galaxy will keep moving, and the dance will begin. At first, the change will be subtle, a faint tug, a widening of the starscape. Then, slowly, Andromeda's spiral will swell across the heavens, a new arch of light rising beside the familiar band. From a planet that still spins within the Orion Arm, the two galaxies will seem to stretch toward one another like reaching hands. No one will watch the moment they touch, yet it will be a spectacle. Arms will interlace, streams of stars will cross in luminous tides, and gravity will twist the shapes of both into vast, shimmering bridges. It will not be destruction. The galaxies will pass through one another almost without collision. Stars too far apart to strike, moving through like snowflakes in an infinite storm. Where the arms cross, new nebulae will ignite. Gas compressed by the meeting will flare into fresh clusters of blue-white suns. Supernovae will bloom like flowers, and the merged galaxies will shine brighter than ever before. From afar, it will look as though a single spiral has lit up, doubled in size, radiant and newborn. The two black holes at each center, Sagittarius A and Andromeda's massive heart, will spiral toward each other. Their paths will tighten, circle upon circle, until they finally meet. When they do, they will merge into one greater black hole. Its gravity humming through the fabric of space. A ripple will move outward, a gravitational wave, soft, invisible, traveling for billions of light years, announcing that two great lights have become one. In that new age, the Milky Way will no longer exist by name. It will have become Milkomeda, an immense elliptical galaxy with no sharp arms, only a smooth glow of countless suns. It will spin more slowly, its light diffused, its heart calm. The storm of creation will quiet into peace. Within it, surviving stars will continue to orbit as they always have, though their sky will be forever changed. Where once there was a thin band of light, there will now be an all-encompassing haze. The universe itself turned inward. Planets will still turn, comets will still fall, but time will move deeper into its endless river. Eons later, the gas that feeds new stars will begin to run dry. The great clouds that once birthed suns will thin and fade. One by one, the brightest stars will exhaust their fuel and collapse into quiet embers. The galaxy will dim, not suddenly, but gently, like a candle guttering in a room that has gone still. The smaller, cooler stars, red dwarfs, will continue to shine for trillions of years. Long after every familiar light has vanished, they will burn slowly, faithfully, filling the dark with faint warmth. They are the patient keepers of the universe's final light. Around them, perhaps, lonely planets will still orbit, worlds where starlight is pale and days last for centuries. On those worlds, if life still flickers, it will live under skies the color of rust, beneath stars that barely rise. As time expands further, gravity will keep stretching the fabric of space. Galaxies will drift apart until even light cannot bridge the distances between them. The universe will become quiet, and within that quiet, Milkomeda will remain, a solitary island of fading suns, holding its warmth against an ever-goldening sea. Even then, the story will not be over. Black dwarfs, the remnants of dead stars, will continue to cool, their atoms decaying with glacial patience. Occasionally, one will collide with another, releasing a spark of energy into the eternal night. Tiny bursts of light, brief as thoughts, will flash across the darkness, the galaxy's final heartbeat. Eventually, the black holes will begin to evaporate, releasing faint radiation until they too are gone. What remains will be a thin mist of particles, wandering through a universe that has forgotten its brightness, and yet, in some way beyond time, the Milky Way story will persist, written into the distribution of that mist, encoded in the laws that outlast creation. But that ending is not sad. It is simply stillness, the last note of a song too beautiful to be rushed. The galaxy began in silence, and in silence it will rest again. All that light, all that motion, all that wonder, not lost but transformed. For in the vastness of existence, nothing truly ends. It only changes shape. And somewhere, beyond the edges of comprehension, the universe may begin again. Perhaps the collapse of one reality will become the birth of another, a new spark flickering in a new dark. If so, the Milky Way will live again, its dust reborn into the fabric of another cosmos. Perhaps the same pattern of light will unfold, a spiral, a bar, a halo. Perhaps on some small world, a new consciousness will look up and wonder at a streak of pale light across its sky and name it anew. The Milky Way does not know the concept of ending. It has only ever known transformation. Gas into stars, stars into dust, dust into new light. Every particle within it has been part of countless other forms. Every atom in your body has followed that same endless cycle. You, too, are the galaxy. You are hydrogen and carbon and time itself, woven from the same breath that made the first stars shine. When you exhale, the air you release may one day drift into space, join a nebula, and help a new sun ignite. You are both the witness and the continuation of the Milky Way's dream. So rest now, beneath the quiet turning of its arms. The galaxy will continue without hurry. It will cradle your planet in gravity's gentle hand, just as it has since the beginning. It will hum softly in background radiation and whisper through starlight until long after every human word is gone. Close your eyes. Imagine the spiral receding, the arms fading into a single point of light. That light lingers, hovering at the edge of thought. It expands, dissolves, and becomes darkness once again. Not absence, but peace. In that darkness, the Milky Way dreams, and you, within it, are the dreamer dreaming of home. Night spreads like ink across the sky, and the Milky Way unfurls above it, a silver river flowing through eternity. Its light falls gently on every mountain, every leaf, every quiet window where someone still gazes upward. That light is ancient, older than memory, older than the world itself. Each photon is a traveler, having crossed 100,000 years only to rest for an instant upon your eyes. Somewhere within that glow lies the sun, a modest star among billions, still turning through its slow orbit around the galactic heart. It carries with it a collection of worlds, spinning like beads on a string, each illuminated by borrowed fire. And on one of those worlds, you breathe. The galaxy breathes with you. When you inhale, imagine drawing starlight into your lungs. Calm, weightless, infinite. When you exhale, let the tension of the day drift outward, dissolving into the same dust from which you were made. The Milky Way is both immense and intimate. It stretches across 100,000 light years, yet its essence hums inside every atom of your body. The calcium in your bones was forged in the death of stars. The iron in your blood once flowed in stellar cores. Every heartbeat is an echo of nuclear fire slowed down into rhythm. You are not beneath the galaxy. You are within it. You are it. High above the horizon, the galactic core glows like an ember. From there, Invisible currents of gravity reach outward, binding suns to their paths. If you could listen closely enough, you might hear it. The low vibration of space-time itself, steady and patient. It is the universe's heartbeat resonating through your own. Somewhere deep inside that glow, new stars are forming. They ignite quietly, like candles in a vast cathedral, each one adding its tone to the harmony of light. Their birthplaces, the great nebulae, shimmer in colors no human eye can truly see. Reds from glowing hydrogen, blues from scattered dust, golds from the warmth of unseen infrared. It is a palette painted in wavelengths of eternity. Around those newborn suns, disks of dust swirl, particles collide, stick, gather, becoming pebbles, rocks, worlds. The same process that once formed Earth repeats endlessly, sculpting new possibilities out of chaos. Perhaps on one of those worlds, life will awaken again. We'll learn to see, to feel, to wonder, and perhaps one quiet night, it too will look upward and whisper at the sight of a hazy band of light across its sky. The galaxy does not hurry. Its arms turn once every few 100 million years, a gesture slower than imagination. Each rotation erases the old and writes the new, a spiral diary written in dust and radiation. Even now, while you rest, that slow turning continues, carrying you and your planet through the dark, like a child rocked gently in sleep. You may feel small, but smallness is the way the infinite holds intimacy. If you were larger, you could not feel the Milky Way's embrace. You would simply be it. As you are now, you can listen to the hush between heartbeats, to the faint hum of distance, to the rhythm of being alive in a living cosmos. Far from your world, the outer halo drifts in silence. There, lonely stars glide through emptiness, their orbits taking billions of years to complete. They shine faintly, their light rarely touching another eye, yet they burn on content, knowing that purpose needs no audience. Beyond them, darkness deepens, not empty darkness, but fertile, filled with unseen matter, potential, and memory. The Milky Way's edge fades into the intergalactic night, where gravity grows thin and time feels loose. Here the galaxy's influence wanes, and the quiet becomes complete. Here the universe listens. Imagine yourself drifting outward now, beyond the solar system, past the nebulae. Through the spiral arms, you move without effort, lighter than thought. The sun becomes a point, then nothing. Below you, the Milky Way spreads wide, a wheel of light turning slowly in black velvet. You watch its arms curl and its core gleam. You see stars drift like pollen across the dark. It is magnificent, yes, but also gentle, humble in its repetition of birth and decay. You float higher still until the galaxy is a single soft glow, like dust caught in a sunbeam. And then you notice there are countless others, galaxies without number, scattered like grains of sand across the infinite beach of space. Each one spins its own story. Each one holds its own dreams. And yet, from this distance, they are all the same. Small lights, breathing in the dark. The Milky Way is only one voice in an endless choir, but it is your voice, your home note in the harmony. Back now, slowly return, descending through the halo, through the arms, through the thin wisps of gas that fill the galactic sea, past the clusters of stars, the nebulae like colored clouds. Return to the sun's gentle warmth, to Earth's thin blue air. Drift downward until you hover once more above the place where you began. A planet spinning quietly, half in shadow, half in light. You can see city lights glowing faintly on the night side, small constellations of human fire mirroring the stars above. You can see oceans reflecting the moon, forests breathing mist into the sky, mountains dusted with the glow of dawn. This is the Milky Way made flesh, a galaxy learning to see itself. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. The same hydrogen that fills distant nebulae moves now through your lungs. The same photons that left a star 1,000 years ago brush your skin. You are not separate from the cosmos. You are an expression of it. Every breath you take is the Milky Way thinking. As you rest, the galaxy continues its patient work, turning, gathering, releasing, remembering. The spiral arms will keep moving long after every name is forgotten, and someday, the atoms that form you will return to that motion, scattered into space, ready to shine again. There is no end, only change, only sleep and awakening in cycles vast and small. So now let the sound around you fade. Let your thoughts drift outward until they dissolve into the same quiet that holds the stars. Your heartbeat slows, matching the rhythm of orbits. Your breath becomes the gentle rotation of the spiral arms. You are not falling asleep. You are falling inward into the galaxy itself. The Milky Way is your cradle. Its gravity is your blanket. Its light is your dream. Rest, traveler of starlight. You have journeyed far enough for tonight. Let go of the day. Let go of time. The universe will keep its rhythm without you for a while. Somewhere, deep within the galactic heart, a star is being born. Somewhere else another fades. Both are parts of the same song, still playing after 14 billion years. And within that song, you are a chord, a harmony, a spark. You are the Milky Way dreaming of itself. Sleep now, and let the galaxy continue its slow, eternal breath. One day the night sky will look different. New constellations will form as stars drift and die. But somewhere, some descendant of humankind, or whatever we become, will still look up and feel small in the best possible way. The Milky Way is not outside you. It is within you. Every atom you carry was once light. Every breath is cosmic heritage. You are the galaxy dreaming of itself. Now, take one slow breath in and one long breath out. Let your body feel heavy. Let your thoughts drift. The Milky Way spins quietly above you. Stars flicker and fade. Dust drifts through light, and everything that ever was continues peacefully in motion. Thank you for drifting through the stars with me tonight, for letting the quiet voice of the cosmos carry you toward rest. If this journey helped you find calm, you may softly like this video or subscribe so that next time the Milky Way will find you again. Now, close your eyes completely. The galaxy will keep watch. Sleep well, dream deeply, and remember, you are made of the Milky Way. And tonight, the Milky Way is dreaming of you.